Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast for RomWills.com. I'm your host, Rom Wills. The grass is never greener. And you know what? This is going to be a brief message. At least I'm going to try to keep it brief. But, you know, one thing I've seen this a lot. And that's that people, they think someone else has it better. You know? Like, I'm known for talking about relationships, right? And, you know, you get some guy who, you know, at best he can probably get one woman or something. But he'll look at that guy who got 15 women and think, oh, that's the life and everything, right? Thinking that person has it better. But what that person who has just one woman don't realize is that the man who has 15 women has constant drama. He's being pulled every way emotionally. In fact, I've met a man before who lived that lifestyle who wanted to change cities, and met yet another man who, you know, we had to be on suicide watch for him because it was just driving him crazy. And see, the irony is when the man who doesn't have, you know, the multiple women is looking at the man with the 15 women, the man with the 15 women is looking back at him and saying, man, I wish I had that life. It seems nice and quiet. See, the thing is, people don't really sit down and realize what they have and appreciate what they have. And because they don't appreciate what they have, they're always looking for something new. You know, one of the stories that I wrote, one of the blogs that I wrote for my upcoming book, which will collect popular blogs from my website. You know, I had a story about a woman who blew it with Mr. Right. It was my most popular blog. And what happened, you know, in the story, and this is based on hundreds of stories I've heard before. In fact, you could say the story was divinely inspired. I'll say it like that. It was divinely inspired because, I'll just say it. There was a writer. Her name was Leslie Ersdale Banks, and she had wrote a series of books called the Vampire Hunter series. And she had a scenario like that in one of her books where you had, you know, a vampire talking with another vampire about some relationship issues, right? And let's just say it was inspired because even though she has passed on, she's transitioned years ago. I kind of got the thought in a dream, but you know that could be something else for one of my deeper channels, right? But it's a situation, and in the book, and the situation I've seen is always where a woman will have Mr. Right, but then some other dude will come by and she'll think she'll have a better time, better life with him, go with that dude, then find out it was the worst mistake she ever made. And then she wants to go back to the first dude. That's because she thought the grass was greener. She thought it was better. Like, people will be in a perfect situation. Like, this happens mainly in relationships, but it can also happen just in jobs, whatever, neighborhoods, whatever. You think the grass is greener, so you going to chase it. Like, many people spend most of their lives chasing something because they thought it was better. They thought it was better. Thing is, they didn't know it was better. And, I remember a meme that I shared on Facebook a while ago. It was, instead of thinking the grass is greener, water your own damn lawn. Look at what you have. Look at the things you have. Look at what you have and just take inventory of it and just say, hold up. This some good stuff I have here. Yeah, I was about to curse. About to forget which type of podcast I was doing. But yeah, there's some good stuff right here, You can look at yourself, you can look at your car or whatever. And you're like, I'm good with all of this. This is good. I'm just going to take care of it. See, one thing, Blessed are those who know how to take care of what they have. That's why you have some people out there. They can get some clothes, they can get a car, they can get a home. It could be wherever, but they will just take care of it, keep it clean. They'll take care of their body, not thinking they have to like look like something that they're not. They'll just take care of it because they water their own grass. They don't think something else is better anywhere. See, one of the things too is that part of this economy counts on people trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know, you get somebody, you get two houses next to each other. You get one guy who decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to pave my driveway. Then the next guy got to keep up with him. I'm going to pave my driveway too. Then all of a sudden the first guy, say, well, I'm going to get a boat. The next guy is getting a boat thinking, oh yeah, all this will be better. But then they don't know, like, wait a minute. The driveway was all right the way it was. I don't really use a boat. I mean, you got people out there buying stuff, getting stuff, chasing stuff until they get it. Then they realize, you know what I had was okay. Like I say, you see it mainly in relationships, but you can see it elsewhere. You got people chasing jobs thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be better. Or sometimes, I've seen this on jobs too. You get a manager who doesn't really know what they're doing or really know how to read people. They have the perfect candidate who was already doing the job, but then they'll do some underhanded stuff to get them off the job or something, thinking this other person will be better. The grass is greener, and then find out the person is worse. And then the manager, they looking at the manager like, okay, well, you see, you got bad judgment. All of a sudden, that manager is fired because they thought something was better instead of dealing with something. And see, it's not even a case of, here's the problem with the grass is greener type of syndrome. A lot of times, it's not a problem with what you have. It's just greed. It's just greed. It's greed. It's not appreciating what you have, your own lawn. It's you not watering your own lawn. You didn't have to really go through any changes for it, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's never greener. It's never greener. I would end that by saying, appreciate what you have. Nurture what you have. Especially in relationships. If you find that right person, you find that person that actually get along with you. I remember this, like in a relationship part, I remember this, a Facebook friend said this. Indeed, he might even like this podcast. He probably like this podcast. But he had done some marriage counseling or sat in on a marriage counseling session. And he kind of looked at the two people and he didn't tell them this, but he was thinking, you know what, you two need to really work that out because nobody else going to put up with your stuff. Sometimes people have the right person right there. They have the right situation, whatever. They just needed to nurture it. See, some people just want to go person to person or job to job, career to career, not thinking they have everything they need right there. I've seen that with a good friend. Chasing all these vocations and all of this just to go back to what this friend was doing years ago, which this friend was very good at because they thought the grass was greener. But then they should have realized, hey, I should have been just watering his own grass. So anyway, right? That's it for today. Have a great day today. Keep rising and transforming. Peace.